Hello, I'm Nathan Ne Juan. Excuse me. I'm Dr. Nathan Ne Juan. And the reason I find it important for me to say Dr. Nathan Ne Juan is because I have to oftentimes remind myself who I am. And that's what I'd like to talk to you today about recognizing who you are because the world needs you. And it's I wonder how many people can relate to me when you're going through something and you have a goal and it's in you and you just know I'm supposed to achieve that goal. That goal is for me to get. But every time I go after it, I just seem to be getting knocked down, doors closed in my face, nose from left to right. And everything I try, I just can't seem to achieve that goal, but I know it's meant for me. See, that has happened to me when on my way to achieve my doctorate degree in clinical psychology. I had to do what's called an internship. And we had to go through an application process where I would go through different interviews at different sites, and they would tell me if we got accepted or not. And when I went through the interviews, everything seemed good. I felt like my answers were on point. I felt like the responses I were getting from the people who were interviewing were positive. Yet, when the time came for me to get the results, whether I got accepted to a site or not, I didn't get accepted anywhere. And so I held my head up. I was like, okay, I'll try again. And then the next round of interviews everything went fine, and still no, still nothing. And then I was like, God, what happened? I just know this is meant for me. I know I'm supposed to achieve this. I know you want me to do this. Why? Why can't I seem to be getting anywhere? And so I wonder how many of you can relate to me, and you seem to be achieving a goal and going after it, and then you just seem to just have to stop and say, God, what is going on? I thought this was meant for me. Why isn't this happening? And so I found myself doubting not only God, but doubting myself. And so what I had to do is I got to a point where I just said, you know what, it's not meant for me right now. You know, I'm just going to try again next year. How many of you have because we're creative people, how many of you got creative in your excuses and decided to stop right there and say, you know, maybe it's just not my time right now. Maybe I'm supposed to go, maybe I'm supposed to try again next year. Maybe I'm supposed to do something different. We get creative in our excuses. And my excuse could have been valid, only I wasn't stopping because I did all I could do. I was stopping because I was frustrated. I was stopping because I just couldn't go on anymore. I just got disappointed. All the doubts started just going in through my head. And I finally, one day, I just, out of nowhere, a light bulb came on. And I had to tell myself, this isn't you. You don't stop. You're a child of God. You don't stop. You don't quit. You just keep going. And so I told myself that, no, this isn't you. Just keep going. Just try something. You don't give up. That's not you. And so I listened to myself and I gave it one more shot, and I ended up writing emails out on my phone, started typing emails, and I ended up making connections, and one thing led to another, and I ended up creating my own internship site. And I end up getting the lessons and the experience I got there has changed not only other people's lives that I was able to affect, but it has changed my life. And I'm so grateful for just that reminder of who I am. And so what I like to leave you with is just how you can recognize and remind yourself who you are. See, what you do is whatever is in you that you know you have to do, just think about what that thing is and who do you have to be in order to achieve that goal. And once you think about and decide who you have to be to achieve that goal, that's who you are. Because God already prepared you to accomplish that goal. So everything that you need to be, you already are. So if you need to be intelligent, if you need to be capable, if you need to be confident, if you need to be respected, if you need to be assured, if you need to be independent, if you need to be worthy, you are already those things. So you just have to tell yourself every morning, this is what I do. Every morning I wake up in the mirror, and this is only part of my routine, but part of what I do is I wake up and look in the mirror and I tell myself who I am. I remind myself who I am. I tell myself I am confident, I am worthy, I am capable, I am priceless. And every morning I repeat those things to myself to remind myself who I am so that I can achieve the goal that I know I am meant to be. So remind yourself who you are so that you can achieve that great thing that you're meant to achieve.